All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Friday. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed as Bitcoin is getting a crazy pump. If we go down to a 15-minute chart, wow. Wow, oh wow. Holy cow. Can you even believe that pump, guys? And on the 4-hour, would you look at that 4-hour candle? In fact, we even have a yellow arrow pointing toward it, as we are coming to the most important support resistance flip that Bitcoin has. Literally, I mean, this is the most important level for Bitcoin, because if we can get above this box right here that I'm about to draw on the chart, I believe we are going to see a new all-time high for Bitcoin, all right? Absolutely insane, absolutely crazy. Major shout to everybody in the chat right now. Who we got in the chat? Who we got in the house? Who we got in the chat? Who we got in the house? Let's see. Huge shout out to Test. He says, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Shout out to Clicker101. He says, morning, brother. Well, good morning to you, Clicker101. Shout out to HBBBA. Down now, so simple. All right, we'll see. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. He says it's unfreaking believable. Shout out to Lucky Jimbob111. Shout out to Charlie I. We're going to dump a little more than pump. We're going to get into the key levels on the chart, guys. All right, we are going to get into the key levels on the chart. Shout out to Memory Man. Huge shout out to BK for the super chat. He wants us to do the pump song. I appreciate the super chat, my friend. The thing is, the pump song cannot just be faked. It cannot be paid for. It needs to come from the soul, baby. The pump song needs to come from the soul. All right. Shout out to Tamas from Hungary. Shout out to you, my man. Shout out to Elma Cannon, too. He says, we go into zero, bro. Shout out to Crazy Waffle, who says, testicle. Shout out to my man Dennis, who says, what's up? And shout out to Robert Willington. He says to like the button. Yeah, guys, I mean, we have a small house today, you know, but if we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour, we'll be giving away 1,000 USDT, baby. All right. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to Andre. Shout out to Simple Cooking. I was waiting for Bitcoin to come down to 63K. You know, I was waiting for a Bitcoin to do a lot of things, my friend, but she is playing hard to get. Shout out to Ratty El Gallo. Big shout out to Jay, Casper Crew. All glory to God. Amen. All glory to God. All glory to Jesus, Yeshua, who is the creator God. Shout out to my man, Boo Boo Gaming. Shout out to Crypto Hub. There's this one beat you rapped to not long ago. You killed it. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of some hip-hop beats going, some hip-hop vibes. Because, you know, when things are pumping like this, I think we need a little bit more than synthwave, right? We need a little bit of the hip-hop vibes here. Let's see. Here we go. We got some, let's put on some hip-hop vibes. I mean, this is a little intense, this music here. You know? But hey, it is what it is. All right. Shout out to Adam. He says, Trump Bitcoin strategic reverse. Who knows, man? What crazy times we are in. Seriously. Shout out to Aaron G. In the chat, holding it down with the wrench. We are in some crazy times, guys. We are in crazy times. Shout out to Design Aspects. He says, let's get those likes. Shout out to Aaron G. He says, best trading community in the world. Shout out to Palpable Lesson. Smash the like button. Shout out to Mike Hunt. Mike Hunt, shout out to you, my man. God bless you. Shout out to Tony English. Shout out to Suhaib Yusuf. Shout out to Nemesis. Shout out to Yuval Oz. Shout out to Ibero X. Shout out to 2E Enterprises. Shout out to MJ. Bro, MJ. Always trying to cast shade on other YouTubers, bro. That's not cool, my man. That's not cool. The insanity is at full throttle. 618 gave me the liquidates. Do I trade any meme coins? Yeah, but not on leverage, really. All right, guys. Well, we are pumping, baby. Bitcoin pumping. Let me sniff the sandals. All I want to see is another blue candle. As we are coming up to the key zone, let's get into the charts, baby. Let's take a look at how things are going. Now, if you remember, I've been making videos, sometimes 2 a day. We have no music in the background. You guys hear that music now? How about now? Shout out to Joel. He says, don't vote for an R word and a fraudster just because he likes Bitcoin. Some good advice. Shout out to Luke Doggy Dog. He says, please tell the CEO of Bitcoin to make it go up. Don't worry, I'm on the phone with him right now. All right. Shout out to Yo Mama. Shout out to Adam Bakori. When does Bitcoin report earnings? Very soon, I think today at market close. Shout out to Jason Root. Shout out to Follow Baba. There we go. We got the music pumping in the background now. All right. Okay. Bitcoin up $20,000. We're coming up to the 618. Let's pop on over to the chart. Make sure to like the stream. Make sure to share the stream. Tell your mom and your dad and all your friends to come in and like the stream. Shout out to Todd Busby. Shout out to Crypto Coons holding it down with the wrench. Is there no music, guys? You guys don't hear music right now? Put a 1 in the chat if you hear music. Put a 1 in the chat if you hear music. Because I'm hearing the music. I hope it's not just me. Okay, so Bitcoin, guys. I mean, really, let's take a look at this. We have, ever since we came down to this low, and we got the fake out of the low, we have officially confirmed a bullish signal on Market Cipher B that we have not seen since the bottom in 2022. I'm talking about the uneven butt cheek pattern on the daily time frame, where you have a giant, massive left butt cheek followed by a skinny right butt cheek. This is known as the uneven butt cheek pattern. If we superimpose the cheek on the chart, we got the chart cheek combination. We can see clearly that the resemblance is striking. Now, something else about this divergence is we have 2 Big Ben BitBoy green dots down here. Snake eyes, as CryptoFace calls it. Very bullish. The more of these things you see, the more likely that the bottom is in. When was the last time we saw snake eyes on the daily, guys? When was the last time we saw snake eyes on the daily? June 2022. The last time we saw snake eyes on the daily, guys. June 2022. In the midst of the bear market, and the snake eyes in the midst of the bear market gave us a 40% pump. Okay? Now, the last time we actually saw a bullish divergence uneven butt cheek on the daily was back here in November 2022. But no BitBoy green dots down here. Just the uneven cheek pattern. Now, something else that we have to take a look at now is the weekly. Because in approximately, I said in approximately, 2 days and 10 hours, we're going to confirm a green dot below the 0 line on the weekly time frame. All right, we got people hearing the music in the chat. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Now, I've been telling people literally for 2 weeks now about this pump because of the bullish BitBoy uneven cheeks on the daily. Okay, and now if this green dot confirms, let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. I am expecting a new all-time high. I'm expecting a big pump break out of this little range, because these high time frames on Market Cipher B, they don't joke. Every single time we've gotten a momentum wave below the 0 line on Market Cipher B, whether in bull or bear, we have seen a massive move to the upside. Now I want to take you back to the last bull market, where we had a bearish summertime, right? A bearish June, a bearish May, June, and July. I remember it like it was yesterday, trading in this range. Everybody, including myself, wondering, is Bitcoin going to drop lower? You know, I was very concerned at this time, very fearful. Open mouth thumbnails with red backgrounds and everything. But then we printed a green dot on the weekly below the zero line, and Bitcoin for the next 126 days got a massive 138% move to the upside, okay? Even in the midst of the bear market, when we print these waves below the zero line, what happens? In the bear, 45% move to the upside. In the bear, what do we get right here? 43% move to the upside. And then, of course, the bottom of the bear market gave us that first big push in 2023. A 91% move to the upside. And then the second one that printed back here in September 2023 ended up giving us a 200% move to the upside. Here we are, bullish market structure, money flow on the weekly getting thicker. This green dot of printing, the daily time frame giving us a very rare signal with money flow getting thicker, right? If we take a look at the purple money flow here, it's thicker now than it was back here. And when we look at this yellow VWAP, it's also getting higher over time. And we have something here on the market cipher B, the RSIs, very rare. Now look, I am not trying to. Here's what you got to know. I am really not trying to spread any kind of FOMO here or FUD. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm telling you guys objectively what the chart looks like. All right. I am very bullish right now because of what the chart looks like. I'm not telling you to buy Bitcoin. I'm not telling you to do anything. All right. But look at this. Look at these RSIs. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm just a guy on the internet. Pikachu hat on the treadmill. You know, people asked me the other day, Jason, I just can't take you serious. How do you expect people to take you seriously, Jason, when you're on that treadmill? Nobody wants to see a shirtless man on a treadmill. You know what, guys? That's the whole point. That's the whole point, all right? And of course, I hate when people try and act professional. I cannot take you seriously. You come in here with a dang suit and tie, trying to act professional. I just can't take you seriously because I know that's fake. I know it's a show. I know it's fake. You don't walk around like that in real life with your dang suit trying to act professional when you're sitting down with your friends. No. So why am I going to take you seriously when I know you're putting on a dang act? All right? But if you met me in real life, I'm wearing the same dang shirt on the same dang treadmill with the same stupid dad jokes and everything, all right? Now, look at the RSIs on Market Cipher B. I'm going to put a vertical line right here, okay? When the RSIs come together, like there's just one RSI. In fact, let me clear this off. I'm going to clear it off so that we can all see very clearly what exactly I'm talking about right now with these RSIs. See how there's two RSIs? There's the one that's white and then there's the one that goes from purple to blue. When they touch and they come together, this signifies a powerful move coming. We can see this clearly on lower time frames. Let's go to like the 1 hour, all right? Look at when this happens on the 1 hour. It happened right here. The RSIs touch. Bam, big move to the upside. Let's see, the last time it happened on the 1 hour right here where the RSIs touch. Bam, big move to the downside, right? Let's see, the last time that they touched, again, look at this right here. The RSIs touch together on the 1 hour. Bam, that initiates our big move to the upside. You guys see that? You guys see that? You see that? Let's see in the past also with this. Look at this. All right, right down here. The RSIs are touching together. Boom, big move to the upside. Right here as well, RSIs touch. Let's see what happened here. Okay, so this one would have gotten us wrecked. But most of the time, it doesn't get us wrecked. Especially if there's other confluences. Look at this one. RSIs touching together. Bam, big move to the downside. RSIs touching together. All right, boom. Initiates the big move to the upside. All right, they're pretty rare signals. Look at this, RSIs touching together right down here. Boom, the big move to the upside. Now, this happens all the time in the lower term time frames. And if you're a follower of my TA, you know this is one of the indicators I use, especially on the 12-minute, the 6-minute, to get me into trades on lower time frames. So if this is what's happening on the lower time frames, how much more? All right, how much more on the daily time frame when we have BitBoy uneven butt cheeks, and we have a weekly green dot about to print, which literally we've only gotten 3 in the past 2 years. And even in the bear market, they give us a big pump. All right, so again, I'm not trying to make anybody stupidly bullish here. I'm not. But when I look at this chart, I cannot help but feel bullish. In addition to this, we've got the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. Right? We've got the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. Let's pull it up. Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. Un momento, por favor. I gotta pull up the picture here. Now, I'm going to pull up just a regular accumulation pattern, but it can work in an uptrend or a downtrend, all right? This is called a regular accumulation. If the price is in an uptrend, it's called a reaccumulation pattern. Okay, we could pull this over the price right now, and we could say that it is lining up pretty much exactly the way. Look at this. I mean, it's pretty uncanny, man. It's pretty uncanny, right? Look what we got going on here. Price comes in, it makes a high, and then it makes a lower high, and then it comes in and makes a lower low. Let's see here. Here we go. This is actually a let me show you a real reaccumulation pattern, all right? Let me show you an actual reaccumulation instead of a regular accumulation. All right, this is on the fly. Look at this. We're in an uptrend, right? Then price comes in. You can see it makes a high, makes 2 highs, then we get a big move. We take the lows. After we take the lows, that's where the big bounce comes in, right? So we've already done this. We came in, we made our high, we made our lower high, right? Make our first high right up here. Make our first high right up here. Then we come in, we make our lower high right here. We come in, we make our lower high right here. Now in this case, the third time we made a lower high, in this instance they take the highs, but it can still work both ways. Then we come and we take the low. Exactly what's happened now. After forming this downward kind of channel thingy, which we did, right? And then we get the fake out to the downside, and it gives us the push all the way back up here before the breakout, right? So very, very similar Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern in the midst of all this other bullish stuff. I can't help but feel kind of bullish on Bitcoin right now. So the question is, how high are we going to come here? How high are we going to go? Well, the obvious level that we all need to be aware of right now, guys, is going to be the high at 75K. And the reason is, things are looking very bullish at the bottom here. But if we come up here very quickly, we need to be careful, because then we will actually be seeing multiple drives of the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried Man-Boo pattern on Market Cipher B, which is also known as a bearish divergence. Now, SBF is in jail right now, so we might not have to worry about the chesticles, but we could easily see how money flow and momentum would be getting lower here over time as we make that high. So really, I'm very interested to see what happens at that target, because the oversoldness of the RSI at these lows could result in a bearish move once we come to these highs. So I want to go over a few scenarios that I would be looking for, right? Scenario number 1 for Bitcoin, we do get the push up here. We get a reversal, we make a higher low, and then we actually do continue to the upside, right? That is still similar to the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern, right? Maybe we come up here, we form some kind of like little, you know, a little flag, a little consolidation. Maybe we come a little too low for comfort and then get the break. This is a bullish scenario. Bear scenario is we do what we did last market cycle, which really, when we take a look at this here, right, what happened, it took us from that big push, it took us another, like, depending on where you measure the low from. Let's talk about this first higher low. Very, very similar to last time as well, right? Last time we had a very clear Wyckoff accumulation pattern in the summer as well, right? We made our high, made our low, made our lower high, we made our lower low, we took the highs, took the lows, and then bam, boom, we made that higher low and broke out. So it's very, very similar stuff. In my opinion, bull market and everything, right? But if these bearish divergences happen and it's, let's say it takes us some time to get there, like another, let's say it does take us like 100 days, right? If this takes us 100 days, it's putting us in the fall of 2024. Who knows? Like maybe we do top out before 100K, right? We have to be prepared for it. But I'm personally thinking that we do break out of here. This is how I'm feeling in my bones right now, based on the weekly. Based on the weekly, I'm expecting a big push to the upside here. A big push. Let's see. Man, it would not surprise me if we see close to a 100% move. And we see Bitcoin at around $90,000-ish, right? That's kind of what I'm feeling in my bones right now. Look at this weekly, man. Look at this weekly. We're in the bull market. We're in the bull market. Crazy. Crazy. All right, now let's pop on a little local stuff here, because the elephant in the room right now is the fact that we are coming up to the POC of the range, which is this line right here at around $67,000. This level right here, $67,000, a very, very important level for Bitcoin. If we come up to this area, I would expect that we do get a bit of a pullback here, and the reason is because not only is this the POC, but if we pull our fib from the high to the low, it's also our Fibonacci golden pocket retest, which we are coming up to right now, which we actually have gotten a little bit of a rejection from. I did open up the short there, and I'm still in the short, all right? I've locked in a $2,600 profit already. I'm still holding a hedge short here, because this is just an area where I have to be looking to hedge myself against these longs I'm in. By the way, guys, I'm currently trading on BLOFIN. BLOFIN right now is offering 15% cash back, up to $7,500 future bonus if you sign up using the Jason Casper link, plus a chance to win all these juicy prizes. I'm also trading on MEXC, the best deal on fees. I mean, you could scalp these low time frames. It's a 0.01% market order fee if you hold a certain amount of their coin. This can allow you to get in and out of trades, making profits without letting the fees break in. I'm also trading on ZOOMEX and BingX. And I'm trading on ByBit as well. Okay? So, also, if you want to join the Casper crew, where we give our live streams every day, multiple instructors, best trading community in the world, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. All right. Enough shilling. Let's get back to the stream. We got 600 people in the chat. Let's see if we can't get 600 likes. So ideally, what I would want to see here for a long trade is, we know that we're coming up to major resistance. And I've been saying for a while now, this is probably where we can get a pullback. So if we're going to get a pullback before we go for the highs, it's going to be from this area, which means I'm going to be looking to do something like this, right? An inverted head and shoulders pattern. Inverted head and shoulders pattern with a target of a new high, which if we take from the neckline roughly to the breakout, is going to be putting us at about a $77,000 Bitcoin, going for that high, right? My final target for this is around that $77,000 high. And so we need to be watching, especially over the weekend, I would say, for a bit of a pullback, or next week, maybe, right? Next week, maybe we come in on a Monday, take out some of this before the move to the upside, because we know we're coming to resistance. So if we come to that resistance, then what are we looking at? Well, pull the fib from the low to the high now, to find the places where we should be looking for a long trade in this uptrend. Because remember, we've changed market structure now officially on the daily time frame from bearish to bullish, right? We were in a local downtrend. We made our high, our low, our lower high, our lower low, our lower high, our lower low. Now we made a higher high, meaning we've come above the previous lower high in the downtrend. This is telling us structure has changed, which means now we are in buy the dip mode. So if we come down into this area right here, to me, this is the place to be looking for our next long trade. Something like this is the next long that I'm very interested in. Why am I interested in a long like this? Well, let's just take a look at the chart here. our previous support around 60,000, let's just say around 60K, support once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, right? This is support that we could just see with our eyes that price is respecting this level, except for a few fake outs to the downside. Secondly, when we go ahead and we pull the volume across this entire range, we see that we have the value area low right in this area as well. And then thirdly, when we pull the fibs from, we could pull one from this low to high and see we've got our golden pocket right there. And if we pull another fib from the low to the high, you can see that this general zone between the 0.5 Fibonacci and the 0.65 golden pocket, this is going to be major support, where historically the Bitcoin price has found its support, right? And so because we've changed market structure to bullish, we can say if we start to get a dump from here, we can look to buy the dip because we're looking for a higher low, understanding that this is very key support for multiple reasons, and understanding that we have the potential of a very bullish inverted head and shoulders pattern where we're looking to long the right shoulder at key support and looking to take profits at a new high, which gives us a really nice 5-to-1 risk reward trade setup right here on Bitcoin for approximately a 26% move at least, right? So this is very juicy. This is currently what I'm looking for right now on Bitcoin. I'm also, just so you know, looking to short from this area. Why am I looking to short from this area? Well, you have to understand, I'm in many long trades right now. I'm in a bunch of longs. And these long trades are up massive amounts to not short than to short. Because if I'm up right now tens of thousands of dollars in profit, and I don't take a short from resistance, that means if the price goes down, I'm losing money. I'm losing money. If I do take a short from this area, let's say I short this zone, and you can see I'm in a short right now. If I take a short from this zone, that's equal to the value of the price of my longs. If the price comes down and I'm wrong about my bullishness, I'm not losing any money. I'm maintaining my profits here, right? And let's say this happens, where we get a retrace and then a bounce. Now I can even make more money because on the way down, I'm shorting Bitcoin. And then I can take those short profits and compound them into the long if I see bullish signs down here, right? So I'm maintaining my unrealized profit and or making money on the way down because I'm already in massive long trades. Now, let's say we don't get a pullback here. Let's say we don't get a pullback. Then what? Well, then I'm paying an insurance fee, right? Let's say this short trade here is going to lose me, let's say, $1,500 or $2,000 on the stop loss, all right? If I'm up $35,000 in profit, I don't mind paying $2,000 of that to ensure that if we dump, I'm going to maintain the value of my profits. It's like you pay car insurance just in case your car gets wrecked, right? You're paying that fee so that if your car gets wrecked, you're not going to lose your car. You're still going to have a car. It's the same deal with the trading, right? If I'm up right now, I got 30K, 40K unrealized profits, and I lose 2,000 of that to make sure I'm not going to lose any of it in the event of a collision, that's worth it to me, right? I also understand that there's the potential that because this is, technically speaking, like locally, this is bullish market structure. But when we zoom out more, high, low, lower high, lower low, if we're going to put in a lower high, it's going to be from this box, right? And so this is the place where we have to say to ourselves, if we continue making lower highs, it's going to be from here, which means we have a very clearly defined plan for how to handle this price action. We understand that if the rejection is going to be real, and this is a bull trap, we're going to reject from here, which means opening up a short from here is a good idea as far as it goes for risk management, protecting us, right? And also, just because we know that if the rejection will happen, it's going to happen from this area, right? So that's how I'm currently managing my positions right now. And Bitcoin is retesting this golden pocket, this 618. That's why we're finding some resistance. We pulled the fib from low to high. As we speak in the moment, we hit that 618 on, what day was it? Monday? It was on Tuesday. Now we're coming back to this area, kind of retesting this zone. Let's see what happens here. Look at the 1 hour market cipher B. As we head into the weekend, I do want to point one thing out that's a little bearish here. If we do come to that $67,000 zone and we take out this high, we are going to see some pretty bearish divergences on the 1 hour, which really makes me think we could get that retest, just like what I'm looking at here, to come back down toward our, I would say, the high 50s, low 60s, to get into that next long trade for our big push to the upside so that we can eventually form this inverted head and shoulders pattern here, right? So we have to stay one step ahead of the market here. We have to extrapolate into the future the possibilities of what can happen on the chart, because that's how we're going to be prepared for the next move. We don't want to be caught off guard. We don't want to be caught off guard at this resistance right here, and if we start to dump, we don't want to be caught off guard at the support right down here. So these are the two main levels, these two boxes, the $67,000 zone and the $59,000 to $62,000 zone. All right, we have a lot of confluences down in this green box here, including a CME gap from last week. So let's not forget about the CME gap. We go to the Bitcoin futures chart. Okay, last weekend was a very bullish weekend, leaving behind a CME gap right down here at 57.8, okay? Which means if we start to dump, we could see this gap filled before our big push, which is still bullish because we still have our last lower high. We come down, we make our lower low, we've made our higher high, and then if we pull our fib from the low to the high, wow, it's the golden pocket, right? It's the golden pocket. So, hang on, my treadmill stopped. Not very professional of me, but you know, this is really what I'm looking at right now with Bitcoin. Overall, very bullish. I am looking to buy the dips right now because of the change in market structure. I'm looking for an inverted head and shoulders to play out. I'm looking for a new all-time high based upon the weekly and all that kind of stuff. So let's pop into the chat here and let's see who we got. Who we got in the chat. Shout out to Craig, by the way. All right, we got some super chats we got to shout out here. We got some supers, and we got to shout them out. Shout out to BK for the pump song. Maybe. Shout out to Lebanacht. Amazing TA, can you check BingX? Sure, we could check some BingX. BingX, baby. I remember we were getting into BingX back in the day here, back in January, January. We got ourselves into some BingX live on stream. We spent $15,000 on altcoins. So look, BingX, all I can say is this, all right? All I can say is this. We've got ourselves a weekly green data printing for the first time here. Let's go to our 3-day. We've got ourselves a bull div on the 3-day here. Let's go to our 1-day. Very nice bullish divergence on the daily time frame as we make this low. As we come down to this very high volume node right here. Wow. This value area low, I mean, now we're at the high high volume node. It looks like a very nice bottom to me. All right. What would make me even more bullish is taking out these highs and then getting a pullback. But we could, this price action on the way down looks very, very easily squeezable. I would say I would expect more upside on this based on the chart, based on the 12-hour money flow cross. It looks quite bullish to me. Even the 6-hour looks really bullish. We had some very beautiful bottom. This is a very nice bottom right here. I would be looking to find a long on this if I was trading it actively, because it just looks so nice on the bottom. You know, you got those nice bottoms. You know, again, like a really nice sign of strength would be to take these highs and then get in on a retest at this area for our nice introverted head and shoulders. You know, inverted head and shoulders after a change of market structure is very bullish. Because when you think about what is a head and shoulders, it's a change of market structure, right? You're in a downtrend, making lower highs and lower lows. Then all of a sudden, you start making a higher low. But what makes it even nicer is if before you make the higher low, you make the higher high. And you have this kind of like slanted neckline here, right? The upward slanted neckline is bullish. Because that's showing you a sign of strength. Price is now no longer making lower lows and lower highs. It's making higher lows and higher highs. All right, shout out to my man, Crypto Crank. He says, look at AVAX. This range is coiling up on the 12-hour. Shout out to Callsign RX. He says, what do you think about the monthly red dot that printed on the 1st? So let me talk about Callsign's thing first before we get into AVAX. So for Bitcoin, what I think about this monthly chart right here is I do still think that you know, and I have been consistent in saying this, even though it was getting difficult for me to stay bullish as things were looking more and more bearish in this range. I have still been holding to the fact that we had a bearish divergence on the monthly right here in the last cycle, which gave us a dip down and then eventually the new high. If these weeklies and dailies are confirming these very bullish signs, then I would expect that we do something like this on the monthly, which will culminate in the cycle top in a few months. So we're talking, you know, the beginning of 2025, right around target. I think this is setting us up for the cycle top, but I don't think this necessitates the top is in right now. I think we can get one more big push to the upside. All right. If that weekly gives us the green dot below the zero line, I believe that's powerful enough for us to continue, you know, and as long as the monthly momentum wave does not come below the 60 line, right? As long as the momentum wave on the monthly does not come below the 60 line, right? Shout out to Flopping Groper, always talking about this. As long as the monthly momentum wave itself does not cross below this, we're still in what is it called? Retarded momentum level, right? It just can't stop. It's just crazy. It's just so powerful. And look at this last time as well. We found support perfectly on that 60 line for that next push to the upside. So as long as we're holding above this 60 line, that's healthy. Once the monthly loses the 60 line, that's where things really go south. So I'd be watching the 60 line on the monthly, and I'd be keeping my eyes on the weekly. Confirmation of this green dot, man. Man, oh man, oh man. It's juicy. It's so dang juicy. All right, let's take a look at AVAX here. AVAX. All right, so AVAX is coming down to key support. We're on the weekly, guys. Weekly green dot printing. AVAX at key support right here. Our green box of juicy goodness. Honestly, it looks pretty good. Let's check out our daily. Daily also with bull divs here. Looking pretty nice. Multiple drive of bull div on the daily. Nice bottom. Potentially about to break out of this really nice looking range with a very nice bottom. I mean, this zone of consolidation here has a very nice bottom here with that wick. A very bullish buyback with bullish divergences. Looks bullish to me. Look, if Bitcoin's going to pump, we'll see a lot of these altcoins pump as well. So if the chart looks bullish, you know, not financial advice, but when the chart looks bullish, you know, what you going to do? What you going to do? All right. What's my opinion on that guy, the Prophet guy? I have no opinion on it because I can't know. I don't know anything about the man. I don't know anything about the man. And I did look into that. So if anyone doesn't know, there's this guy on YouTube somewhere. This guy, he like prophesied Trump was going to get shot in the ear or something. But he also gave a lot of other specific details within that prophecy. So we're going to have to wait and see. I don't know if he has a history of giving false prophecies. I don't know. Right? So, I don't know. But if this Trump prophecy, Trump then needs to become a radical Christian, win the presidency, and then there needs to be an economic collapse. And then we'll know it was legit in hindsight. But for now, we can't really know. Right? All right, shout out to Crypto Cranky says, Jason Casper, pull the fib from the bottom to the top on AVAX. All right, let's pull the fib from the bottom to the top. From the top to the bottom. Yeah, I think I have that fib pulled, right? Wait, from the bottom to the top. Yeah, we got it pulled, man. And we're right in that golden pocket zone. Right? Yeah. I see it, my man. I see it, my man. I see it. I know, right? Well, talk. Lincoln Park. I was thinking that too. From the top to the bottom, but at the top I stop, or something like that. At the core, I'm forgotten in the middle of my thoughts. Shout out to Trader Geo. Who's the prophecy dude? Just type in like Trump prophecy shot in the air. You'll find him. You'll find this guy. EF47 says he's a fake prophet. Chris says seems legit. Look, look, we're gonna have to wait and see. Like, that's the thing. We're gonna have to wait and see. Unless you guys know him in person. Right? I mean, in my own life, I know a lot of people who have prophesied very, 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 very specific things for myself and my family, and they've come to pass, so I know that they're legit. But this guy, I don't know him. You know? I don't know him, so I can't say. David Brumblebow says, do we hold him accountable to the word given? Yeah, I would. That's biblical. That's biblical, right? I mean, there's two tests of whether or not a prophet's a true prophet or a false prophet. First test is if what he prophesies doesn't come to pass, he's a false prophet. The second test, if what he prophesies does come to pass, but then he says, let's go worship a different God, he's also a false prophet. So, those are the two tests. So we got to hold him accountable. Alright. All paid actors, says Crypto Hub. You know, this is my knee-jerk reaction for all this kind of stuff, guys. I don't trust anything, right? What is it? Believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see, or something like that. You know, anything's possible these days. Guys, anything is possible. Especially if you see something on TV. Chester Bennington, yeah, I miss that guy. I miss Chester Bennington. Lincoln Park was like the band for me back in the day, guys. And when Chester died, I usually do not care when like celebrities die or when musicians die. It doesn't affect me at all. But that one actually made me feel something. All right. Should we take profits on this pump? Well, I'm holding it. I'm holding out right now. All right. I'm holding out right now. Can you explain the resistance at 67K? Red Hat says all the stuff is staged. That's my knee-jerk reaction, Red Hat. Like, and admittedly, I'm very like, you know, because I have such low trust in media and the political system here. my knee-jerk reaction is whenever I see or hear something, I think to myself, this is not the truth. That's my first reaction. So I'm already biased to not believe it. I mean, when I first saw the video of what happened to the former president last week, I looked at my wife and we gave each other this face of like, come on. There's something shady about this, right? We were just, it's just the knee-jerk reaction. Like, seriously? And everything about how it has played out since then is very suspicious to me, right? But I don't have the time or the energy to deep dive. You know, you got people out there doing all these kinds of deep dives and all this. I don't have time. I don't care about that. Shout out to my man, Michael. Can you check out Doge yet? We'll check out Doge. I don't pay attention to the politics besides for the entertainment value, which I do find it very entertaining. That's the only reason I pay attention to federal politics. Local politics is different because that can actually affect things in your local area. In my opinion, federal level politics is pre-planned. It's like the WWF, not the WWE, but the bad guys and the good guys, they're already planned out. They're already friends behind the scene. That's why Donald Trump said he was going to put Hillary in jail. And then the first thing he says after he gets elected is, I just love Hillary and Bill. I supported them for years. He didn't say he supported them for years, but he did. And now we really need to thank them, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Hillary Clinton, love ya. And that's it. That's the last we heard about Hillary Clinton. And he said he was going to drain the swamp. He essentially put BlackRock and associates in charge of the finances, doubled the money supply in 4 years, shut down the country, suspended our Bill of Rights, gave it over to FEMA, and then imposed genetic experimentation on the population of the United States. For all intents and purposes, people had to decide whether they wanted to engage in a medical experiment or lose their livelihood. But now everyone's rooting for him again, because this time will be different. I'm not gonna lie, I like the tax cuts that Donald Trump gave me as a business owner. I enjoyed it. He leans more socially conservative in his policies, which I appreciate. But when we look at the overall trajectory of where things are going, honestly, he made things worse. That's going to piss a lot of people off, but I don't care. That's why I'm walking on the treadmill in my tank top trading. Because I just don't care. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin. How do we get the POC? Well, first of all, I only ever use ByBit USD. The BTC USD .p pair, and my volume profile is this, right? Row size 200, value area 70. That's how I get my POC. That's how I get my POC, baby. All right, now we can check out Dogecoin. Yeah, the master of warp speed. Yeah, the father of the vaccine, he calls himself. You know? We saved millions and millions of lives. I'm gonna have a really bad Trump impression. Did I get the shot? Yeah, I got the shot. I'm still getting the dang shot, man. You think I want to get sick? Or worse, make somebody else sick? Preparing for war, I understand your perspective, my friend. I understand your perspective, but I hold to a different view. And no disrespect to your view either, alright? I just hold to a different view. I believe he's playing the role that he was selected to play. Donald Trump is. That's my personal view. But I respect people who like Trump and they think that he's genuine. I was flip-flopping. I was flopping and groping in 2016, 2017. Is he legit? Is he not? But right now, I'm thoroughly convinced he's not genuine and he's playing a role. That's my view. Man, I have him on Amazon Prime automatic deliver. I inject myself. Whenever I get a little frog in my throat, I hit that Amazon Prime order button. I get myself another quick vax. Because, you know, magically, somehow, when they first came out, they had to be very, very cold. But now it doesn't really matter. You just go get one, you know, willy-nilly. They just ship them in the mail. The hottest summer ever in recorded history. They still survive. Right in my mailbox, right into my arm, baby. Yeah, I got that protection. Let's see. We're gonna look at Dogecoin, right? Wow. So Dogecoin looking like looking pretty nice, actually. The only thing I don't like about Dogecoin right now is the lack of bullish divergence on the daily. Let's check out our weekly. Okay, so the weekly looks pretty nice for Doge. We've come down basically to retest this support resistance flip of these previous highs. We've got a green dot in the weekly, about to confirm. Well, not about to confirm, about to print. So we could be looking at a week or two. But the daily does look like she has more upside. The money on the 6 hour looks very nice as we come down to this area here. So here's the deal with Doge. We are coming back into the range, right? Holding above this level is going to be bullish. Whoa, hang on. Here we go. So I would be interested in, you know, like typically I am, is just coming to take out these highs. I mean, this would be a real sign of strength. Taking out these highs. There's a lot of short liquidity here. Just stop these guys out. And then get a retest. And then we could look for, you know, the introverted head and shoulder pattern. And if we pull the fib from the local low to the new potential hypothetical high, the golden pocket would be right here, right? We've got our support, flip to resistance. We take out the highs, change market structure, come down to support. Bam, that's where I would look to get in. But I'll be honest, this 6 hour right now with the money flow looks like we might not even get that, man. Looks like we might not even get that. But would be really nice if we did, I'll tell you. Trend is your friend, says Ben I Am. Mason says Democrats are sheep. I think Republicans are sheep too, man. You should have seen those people at the RNC yesterday worshiping Donald Trump, wearing their silly costumes and their cowboy hats, their American cowboy hats and flags and all this. Oh, Trump, 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 oh, Trump. Just following anything. They don't care. They just love Trump. Just give me some Trump, baby. You know? Republicans are sheep. Everyone's a sheep. We're all sheep. Even God calls us sheep. That's why I have to follow the true shepherd. Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. It's funny, Trump quoted that last night as well, but he took it out of context and made it more humanistic. Instead of pointing everyone back to God. We're all sheep, all right? That's why we need to have the good shepherd. Otherwise, we're all lost. Jesus says, I am the light of the world. Those who follow him don't have to walk in darkness, but they have the light of life. It gives us clarity. God gives us clarity in amongst the deception. Yeah, exactly. Democrat or Republican is still the government. And why do we only have two choices? You know? Why do we have two choices? Why does it have to be Trump and Biden? What about RFK? Not that I'm endorsing him, but what about Ron Paul back in 2012? He had so much support, people at his rallies, more than Barack Mitt Obama had at some rallies, and the media ignored him. Why? Because we only have two choices. That's the thing. It's the illusion of choice, guys. Turd Ferguson thinks I'm a libtard. Okay. You can unfollow me. Shout out to my man. Aaron G, he says trading while on trend equals a smashed laptop in the need of a new phone. Is JFK running again? I don't know. Two choices equals a false dichotomy? Yeah, that's what I think, right? Do I think there was divine intervention in him turning his head at the right time? Look, I'm open to all possibilities, Crawler. I don't know. If it's legitimate, if legitimately a 20-year-old kid from a BlackRock commercial is a one-off vigilante shooter who climbs up on a roof with his rifle sitting there for 10 minutes aiming it at Trump and then fires a shot at him and it brushes him by the ear and he didn't know it was coming and it's not some kind of staged thing, he didn't have some kind of blood packet on his ear, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if it's legit, then it seems like a very, very amazing thing that happened. I mean, if we can believe the story, it seems like it is some kind of intervention, man. Okay? Can we believe the story? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Preparing for War believes it is divine intervention. Alright? If it's legitimate, then yeah, it's some kind of intervention there. I don't know. You know, something else that makes me not trust Trump at all is the fact that just recently, Yuval Noah Harari from the World Economic Forum comes out saying, if Trump becomes president, that will destroy the agenda of the World Economic Forum. That to me is very fishy. Because everybody knows who the World Economic Forum is, because they present themselves like the characters of a James Bond movie. The stereotypical evil with a weird accent kind of people. Yes, we will lower the population. Why would they come out and say that about Trump? Obviously, that's going to make people want to vote for Trump. It almost seems like the World Economic Forum wants Trump in. But anyway, look, I'm getting political now, man. Yeah, it's fishy, man. Why would they even say that? It's not like, see, what's weird about the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab and Yuval Harari is they're putting themselves out in the open. They're willingly taking on the role of the face and the mouth of the Fourth Industrial Revolution and these types of things, right? When people think about World Economic Forum, when people think about sustainable development and all this, they think about Yuval Harari, they think about Klaus Schwab. It's not like a big secret that these people are out there pulling strings. It's pretty out in the open. So the fact that they would say this, oh, we're scared of Trump, makes me think they want people to vote for Trump. I don't know. Even, it was interesting too, even the left side of the media is now turning against Biden. It seems like they've selected Trump this time. It seems like this time they've selected Trump. Yeah, Joe Biden does need to get his steps in. That poor guy. Poor Joe. I mean, you know, look. Everybody's in need of redemption and forgiveness. And he's done some crazy stuff. We've all done some crazy stuff. But the poor man right now, he doesn't know what's going on. The poor guy. I mean, really. Why did they even have him in there? Why did they select him? Hey, shout out to Preparing for War. I appreciate your wisdom, my friend. And I recognize the danger of falling into the trap of not believing anything and thinking everything's a conspiracy. I recognize that danger. I just, at this point in my life, and maybe it'll change, I just cannot take it at face value. I just cannot. So, Bitcoin's rejecting from 65K, just like 618 rejected me. Yeah, let's check out Bitcoin again here. And we're rejecting from 65,885. Let's check out the order flow. Oh wow, pretty. So we had a lot of those longs opening up. Now we've kind of had a decrease of OI here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm not closing my longs. I'm not closing them. Let's see what happens. If anything, guys, let's see if we come back down to like test the VWAP. You know, pull a fib locally here from this last low. And, you know, we've got some nice fib levels around the VWAPs. You know. Hang on. Oh, interesting. I thought I was hearing voices, but you know, my phone was on. My phone was on. Shout out to Trader Geo. How can anyone possibly vote for Biden? This is another reason why, how can anybody take the political system seriously in America when you have to be an absolute idiot to believe the last election was legit? You have to be an absolute moron, all right, to believe that Joe Biden is the most popular president in history. I do not agree with Barack Obama's politics or anything like that. But I like Barack Obama as a guy because he was very charismatic. He was good at talking. He was funny. He's the kind of guy I would want to hang out with. All right, let alone, you know, I know all the conspiracies about him and his husband, and I don't care. From what Barack Obama presented to the public, he seemed like a cool guy. I would want to hang out with him, charismatic. Joe Biden, like, you can't even understand the dang guy. And we're supposed to believe that all of a sudden at like 2 in the morning, they like got truckloads of mail-in ballots all for Biden, which changed the election. And they did it out in the open. They did it out in the open for all you Trump supporters to know they did it. And now everybody again is putting all their hope back in the same system. This time will be different. If you know that they're controlling who gets into that position, don't you think the whole system is broken? Why are people trying to go for it again? They decide who the president is going to be, not your stupid votes. You go into a little phone booth, a little stall shower, and push your button. Do you really think you have that much control? If Joe Biden is allegedly the one that everyone voted for, come on! I mean, when I think about this, it just seems so ridiculous to me that anybody takes the political system seriously. It's a joke! And then people out there worshiping Donald Trump with their cowboy hats and their Kid Rock with his rap rock metal. It's all a game. It's all TV. It's literally the same as WWF, guys. All right? Come on. Come on. Yeah, I agree with this, Scottish Crypto. The elites decide the election. They give you the two choices, and then they decide the choice. You have the choice between these two, but they decide which of the two goes in. And they do it to create division amongst the people. They want the left against the right. They want the right to hate the left to hate the right. Think about it. Think about the theater that has just happened. With Trump being charged as a criminal, Biden being charged, getting everyone riled up, then all the allegations are dropped. The whole impeachment process, it's all just a show. It's literally like a reality TV show. That's what it really is. If Trump does drain this, here's the thing about Trump, all right? If he bears fruit then I will start to trust the man. But so far, when his last opportunity in office, objectively speaking, he did a lot of damage. He did a lot of damage. He did some short-term good things, but when we look at the bigger picture, when we look at the debt, when we look at the money supply, even though the economy was strong on paper before COVID and after COVID, because of the money printing, why is the S&P 500 so high? Where does that money come from? When we look at the big picture now, America is in a worse position after all that than before. Look at what happened to all the small businesses because Trump, instead of looking at the data from the CDC and talking to people using logic and reason, saying, you know, look, according to the CDC, this was out in May. This kind of data was out in May. According to the CDC, if you're under the age of 65 and you're healthy, it has like a 0.0001% death rate. Why didn't he show us the data and say, oh, we can open up our small businesses? And instead, he like had these weird interviews where people were asking him, don't you care about people dying? And he said, well, it is what it is. You know, haven't you read the books? Saying stupid things. If I was in his position, just like what DeSantis did, I would have said, look, I think we should open up the country because according to the actual data that we have from the scientists, this thing is not deadly and we don't need to ruin our economy for it. But you know what? I was a small business owner during that time. And I did marketing for companies and 30% of my clients went out of business permanently because of that. You know? It's crazy, man. Yeah, shout out to my man Richie HH. Yeah, shout out to Ron Paul. I agree. Sometimes does seem like a simulation, you know? Yeah, shout out to Aaron G. Divide and Conquer. A giveaway. Do we have 1,000? 1,000 likes? Nah, we don't even have 1,000 people up in here. You know, it's a low-key stream. Rich and HH. Yeah, I don't believe that Trump let somebody shoot him. You know, if there was a real gunman and Trump really got shot, I don't believe Trump knew about it. But if it was an event that was somehow staged by Trump to rally up the troops, then again, just because you see something on the TV doesn't mean it happened. All right. All right, SFF says Bitcoin will never hit 100K. I'm open to this possibility. Yeah, RFK should have been in the debate. You know, he should have been in the debate. But again, we only have the choice to vote for who they've determined we are allowed to vote for. Casper's a Trump hater. Look, I'm not a Trump hater, okay? I am not a Trump hater. I like Donald Trump. He's a charismatic guy. I like him. I'm not gonna lie. When I see the pictures of him with the American flag in the back, with the blood and the fist, it makes me really like who he is portraying himself to be, okay? If I believe that Donald Trump was genuine, I would absolutely like him very much, okay? I do not hate Donald Trump. I'm not a Trump hater. I believe that the system is rigged, and I believe that Trump is playing a role in the rigged system. That's my view. Now, I understand my view could be wrong, and I don't disrespect anybody that holds to a different view, okay? But the reason I'm harsh on Trump is because I think the system is a joke. And I think the fact that people buy into this system is one of the reasons why things are so bad in this society. Because we're putting ourselves into two camps. We either have to be on side A or side B. And neither side, in my opinion, is dealing with the legitimate things that need to be dealt with. I think that they're all part of the... How do I say this? As people began to realize the fact that there's a deep state and a shadow government that really controls things, the deep state and the shadow government gave us Trump so that we would feel like now we have a voice. The people that are tired of the deep state running things, right? And these agendas. That's why they gave us Trump. They took a Democrat, Clinton supporter, Bill Gates supporter, guy who's in bed with the big banks from day one, and all of a sudden magically turned him into a conservative, saying all the right things that the disgruntled right in America wanted to hear. And it worked. It worked. They've garnered support. They've garnered the support. And again, I have to go back to the last election. If it wasn't more obvious than ever that the elections are rigged, it's very strange to me that nobody's talking about that now. Like, you would think now is the time people would be discussing how can we prevent that from happening again. But nope, the same old thing is about to happen. You know? All right. But anyway, guys, look, I love all of you. God bless you all. In Jesus' name, may Jesus bless you all. That's why I say, look, everybody's a sheep. We're all sheep. God calls us sheep. That's why we need to follow Jesus, who is the good shepherd. He's the only good shepherd. All the other shepherds, they don't really care about the sheep, right? When the wolf comes, those bad shepherds run away and let the sheep get eaten. But I'm going to head out, guys, because I got some stuff to do, and we're heading into a weekend. May God bless you all in Jesus' name, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.